A pleasure, Hugo Ekitike excited by Alexander Isak's arrival at Liverpool. Federico Chiesa Liverpool future latest amid transfer interest and Champions League omission. Virgil van Dijk fires simply bad message to teammates as Liverpool man has forgotten joy. Florian Wirtz makes Liverpool admission after brilliant Germany goal, different league. Liverpool transfer surprise after defender makes exit, he was very happy. Now let's hear the details. Welcome back to LFC Transfer Hub, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool. Huge deadline day drama as the Reds strike massive deals. Let's dive in, Reds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Hugo Ekitike has admired Alexander Isak from afar and is excited to now be able to call Liverpool's new number 9 a teammate. Isak completed a transfer to the Reds from Newcastle United on deadline day and therefore joins fellow summer arrival Ekitike among Arne Slot's attacking ranks. Ekitike has enjoyed an impressive start to his Anfield career, scoring 3 goals in 4 appearances prior to the ongoing international break, during which he has made his senior debut for France. When asked about Isak's arrival, the 23-year-old said, "It's fun. When you play for the best teams, you expect to be competing with the best players. Isak is a player I've watched too, so seeing him arrive is a pleasure. It's going to be tough competition, but I'm going to focus on performing well so that it's a problem for the manager." On life as a Liverpool player following his move from Eintracht Frankfurt, Ekitike continued, "Obviously my life has changed. It's a big move and I'm watched 1,000 times more, but I'm taking it positively, it's really good. It's the position I wanted to be in. When you have this kind of standard, you have to show that you belong here and you have to continue to perform. But it's a position that I like and that I want to keep." Ekitike came off the bench for Les Blues in their 2-0 win over Ukraine last week and knows he also faces stiff competition for a place with his country as well as club. He added, "It's a real pleasure to be a part of this group of French attackers, knowing their quality. I'm taking it as a learning experience because they are players who have more experience than me in the national team. We don't have much time to connect, but it's a real pleasure to be with them. We have to rise to their level." Federico Chiesa Liverpool future latest amid transfer interest and Champions League omission. Federico Chiesa has been linked with a move to Besiktas before Turkish football's September 12 deadline. Liverpool won't encourage any interest in Federico Chiesa after Besiktas were linked with the Italian forward following the closure of the Premier League's transfer window. Chiesa had been named in connection with clubs from Serie A over the summer, with both Napoli and Atalanta reportedly keen on doing a deal for the former Juventus forward. The attacker missed the club's pre-season tour of Hong Kong and Japan while he dealt with a minor injury concern, which led to further speculation over his long-term future in late July. However, Chiesa has featured in all 3 of the Reds' Premier League games so far, scoring a dramatic late goal in the 4-2 win over Bournemouth in the first game of new term. English football's period for player trading closed last Monday at 7 p.m. but clubs in Turkey have until September 12 to sign players and Istanbul-based Besiktas have been linked with Chiesa in recent days. The Turkish Super League side have reportedly held exploratory talks with Anfield Chiefs over the 27-year-old. But Liverpool are determined to retain the 27-year-old, despite him being left out of the 23-man squad for the Champions League group stages. The failure to conclude a deadline day deal for England international Mark Guéhi meant Chiesa was omitted from the European squad for the group stages as teenage winger Rio Ngumaha was needed to complete the quota of homegrown players. However, Liverpool still see Chiesa as having a part to play in a new-look frontline that sees £125 million Alexander Isak joining it on the other side of the international break alongside fellow new signing Hugo Ekitike and Ngumaha, whose impressive pre-season showing will now see him now included in the senior ranks on more a regular basis under Arne Slot. With Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez having moved over the summer, in deals that took them to Bayern Munich and Al Hilal, respectively, Chiesa's experience and quality are being viewed as valuable traits for a forward line undergoing a transition at Anfield. Speaking in June, Chiesa said of his future, "The year is over. But it's an experience I would do again. Soon I will sit down at the table with the club, Failai, Ramadani, agent, and my family to find the best solution. I wouldn't mind staying in Liverpool at all. Chiesa signed for the Reds in late August of 2024 from Juventus in a deal worth up to £12 million. Virgil van Dijk fires "simply bad" message to teammates as Liverpool man has "forgotten joy." Liverpool players were involved in a dramatic day in action for their respective international teams. Virgil van Dijk was less than impressed with Holland's latest World Cup qualifier on a busy night of international action for Liverpool players. Van Dijk skippered the Dutch national team to a narrow 3-2 victory in Lithuania on Sunday evening to retain their place at the top of Group G. However, Ronald Koeman's side, for whom Cody Gakpo assisted the first goal and Ryan Gravenberch remained an unused substitute, threw away a 2-goal lead before Memphis Depay struck his second during a match in which he surpassed Robin van Persie to become his country's all-time leading scorer. And Van Dijk took a dim view of the performance with Holland having been held at home by nearest group rivals Poland on Thursday evening. "We had a good 2-0 lead, but it ended too easily at 2-2, which made things difficult for ourselves," said the Liverpool defender. "It was simply bad. The most important thing is the 3 points, but if we want to make progress, this obviously can't happen. We all need to look in the mirror and do much better. An evening like this shouldn't happen. Are we being tough enough on each other? Yes. Of course, we'll talk to each other and show each other videos. We'll definitely discuss it after the match. When we meet again next time, we need to make things right together. That's what we're aiming for." Elsewhere, Florian Wirtz scored a superb free kick to seal a 3-1 win for Germany against Northern Ireland, for whom Connor Bradley started, in their World Cup qualifier in his home region of Cologne. However, the feedback from the German media was largely critical in the belief his performances have been affected by his move to Liverpool and the Premier League. Bild said. "For a long time, as was the case during the Slovakia match, we wondered, where has our magic foot from his Leverkusen days gone? But then he let it rip, hammering the dream free kick into the net to make it 3-1. And Westdeutsche Allgemeine Zeitung reported, he seems to have forgotten his joy of playing in Liverpool. But not his free kick skills in the 3-1 win. Georgi Mamardashvili kept a clean sheet for Georgia as they beat Bulgaria 3-0 at home in their World Cup qualifier." Florian Wirtz makes Liverpool admission after brilliant Germany goal, different league. Florian Wirtz was asked about his start to life at Liverpool, with the German having scored a sensational goal for his country in World Cup qualifying on Sunday. Liverpool attacking midfielder Florian Wirtz scored a brilliant free kick for Germany on Sunday as it beat Northern Ireland in World Cup qualifying, but not everything went smoothly for Julian Nagelsmann's side. The home crowd in Cologne booed their players at halftime for a poor performance. Wirtz's strike from distance was a rare moment of quality in a game where Germany struggled. And after the match, Wirtz was asked about his adjustment to life at Liverpool. "So far, the number 10 has not found the back of the net, though it should be noted that games with Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Arsenal have all been won. It might take a few more games," Wirtz told broadcaster RTL, via Get German Football News. "It's a different league and a different kind of football. When will I score for the first time? I have no idea. Hopefully, in the next game. It will come eventually." Wirtz has been thrown into the action against 3 of the most intense and difficult opponents that Liverpool will face this season. Andoni Iraola's Bournemouth never stops running, while Newcastle was a unique experience in a tricky environment. Arsenal, of course, will be a title rival. Upcoming matches against the likes of Burnley at Turf Moor and then Everton at Anfield will not be easy, but should offer more space for Wirtz to show what he can do on the ball, his main strength. "We deserved to take the lead," Germany manager Nagelsmann said. "Then we conceded the equalizer with the only shot on goal we had today. In the period that followed, we played with the ball far too slowly. But I told the players that at half-time. What happened now? We conceded the equalizer. Wow. That happens a lot in football." The fans were booing. Also wow. What's important now is how we react. Then we made some good substitutions. I think the last 30 minutes were already good again. We had to win the game. And we did that. Wirtz scored 16 times and assisted 15 goals for his teammates last season at Bayer Leverkusen. That earned him a $157 million, £116 million, move to Liverpool, with Bayern Munich and others also having been keen. Liverpool transfer surprise after defender makes exit, he was very happy. Liverpool defender Kostas Tsimikas made a loan move to Italian side Roma during the transfer window. Kostas Tsimikas leaving Liverpool has been deemed a surprise by his former international boss. Tsimikas will spend a season on loan at Roma in Serie A after dropping down the left-back pecking order at Anfield following the arrival of Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth for £40 million during the summer. The Greece international has spent 5 years at Liverpool and made 115 appearances, winning the Premier League, the FA Cup, in which he scored the winning penalty against Chelsea in 2022, and 2 League Cups. Tsimikas is under contract at Anfield for another 2 years and has long been a popular member of the squad. And Gus Poyet, who was in charge of the Greece national team between 2022 and 2024, admits he didn't expect to see the 29-year-old leave Liverpool. Tsimikas' move to Roma surprised me, because he was very happy at Liverpool, but perhaps the rotation and not playing often had an impact, he said. We talked about it in the national team, when I was coaching Greece, as soon as he signed his contract renewal with the Reds, in 2023. I imagine Roma will have convinced him, perhaps by speaking with the coach. It would be really interesting to understand how the Giallorossi changed his mind. Poyet added, I haven't followed Roma much, but from the information I've gathered, I know they play with 3 defenders. The key issue is how much opportunity Tsimi has to play on the wing, as a fullback, with the freedom to participate and push forward because he knows he has a defender behind him ready to protect him. I think his characteristics are a good fit for that system, more so than a back four.